All right, here we are. Let's try one more time. I got disconnected. Let's give this another go. I'm not going to focus on what didn't work about 10 minutes ago. And I'm close to the house now. I'm actually in the driveway. So let's get back into it. Good morning to you. Let's do a redo. I love redos. Don't you love redos? Hey, if you love redos or do-overs, that's more. I like do-overs. If you like do-overs, drop down below. I like do-overs. Whether you're even catching this live or you're catching this on the replay, just drop it down below. I love do-overs. And man, I feel like sometimes I need do-overs all the time. In fact, just this morning, and I kind of got upset with my son. And I wish life was always peachy keen and always perfect, but it isn't. It's real. You're going to get the real Mark. With that said, one of the things we didn't have control over is this weather, which actually, look, we got a little dusting last night. We got some snow. Mother Nature was sort of good to us. And last night we actually, before we went out, we had plans to go out to dinner, and it said it was going to snow at 7 o'clock. In fact, from all of us that were looking at the forecast, it said 100% chance of snow. And here we are, waiting. We went out. There was no snow. We come back. There's no snow. And then it said it was going to pass. So we all went to bed. We didn't see any snow last night. Up in the mountains, we were highly anticipating this Florida family, up in the mountains for Christmas, hoping for at least a little glimmer of some white, some of that snow, some of that stuff that's more or less foreign to us. And here we are this morning. Check it out. You can see half the tree is a little bit of snow blowing. I think it's a little bit more of a little bit of ice and I don't know what, but there is some snow. So we are excited about that. But it made me think about focusing on what we can control. Things like the weather we don't have any control over for the most part, right? You can control whether you decide to go into the mountains and be around snow, but you don't know if the snow is going to come or not. And it just made me think of something that I learned from one of my coaches over the past years is it's really easy to lose focus. And it's really important to dial in and focusing on the things that you can control. Like, for instance, this week, maybe you've been having a hard time focusing on your health and your weight loss plan, and maybe over the last year, you've just been struggling to figure it out, and things are getting harder, you're getting a little bit older, and it's hard to focus because you're not seeing the results, you're not seeing the changes. So it's easy to lose focus, or maybe to focus on the things that didn't go well. And I want to encourage you, and I kind of need this as well, is to focus on the things that you can control. Focus on the things that you can do, right? Things like the weather we can't change. Maybe even things like having arguments with, if your kids or family members or something like that, you can't control. But what you can control is your response to them. And I definitely messed up this morning. So I asked for your prayers with mine, and I lose my focus. I'll just be real with you. And it just made me think, you know what? Focus on the things you can control, not on the things that so much you can't. And isn't that the truth in life in general? Just thinking about the stuff that we don't really have control over, things that you watch maybe on news, other people's opinions, other people's just, being around, like in the new year, coming into the new year, thinking about, I like to reflect back on the last year. And there's a lot of things that didn't go well. And I could go into the new year focused on the things that didn't go so well in my life in the last year. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot had gone well in 2021, but it's so easy to focus on the things that we don't have, focus on the things that we didn't get to achieve, focus on the goals that we didn't succeed on, maybe focusing on so much of the things that maybe still need to happen moving forward. And it can be overwhelming, right, to say the least. So I want to encourage you, and myself, to be honest with you, I feel like I need to preach this message to myself, is to focus on the things that you can control. And what my coach shared with me one time is what you focus on will grow. So again, if you focus on the things that you can't control, then guess what's going to happen is you're going to be more focused on those things that maybe you just don't have any control over, which is going to take your focus off of the things that you can. For instance, maybe you have a lot of things going on in your life, in your world, in your family, in your job, and relationships, all those types of things. And while maybe things aren't going so well with those, even though, you have all those things in front of you, or maybe things that are kind of right there in the present, it's easy to focus on all those things rather than, hey, okay, well, how can I focus better on how I respond? How can I focus on the things I know? Well, I know I can control how I take care of myself. I know nobody but myself is going to be who takes care of me. In other words, my health, in my mental, my emotional, how you respond versus reacting to things. And I definitely tend to react sometimes, like I did this morning a bit. And I do. It's just natural, right? We all have that. We all tend to, and maybe it's part of the holiday season and stress and all those things. Hey, we're around our family more often than we normally are, or away for a week, and it's been awesome, but it's just different, right? But I can say is one of the things that I've been coached really, really well. And what I coach my students on is focus on the things that you can control. Okay, here's a week. I wouldn't try to eat as healthy as you possibly can this week and not enjoy time with your family, not enjoy maybe some of the scheduling changes. Maybe your life's off schedule. Maybe you're out of town. Maybe you're in and enjoying and around family members. Maybe you are off from work, all those stuff. Maybe you're on vacation. Enjoy it. Life is meant to enjoy, but maybe focusing not so much on the things that didn't go so well, but thinking of and focusing on things that you can control, right? Like for us, we went to the gym the other day. It was actually really fun. I wasn't really even wanting to go, but I did anyway. We went for a little hike. It was great. So mind you, even though I'll be eating probably more food and relaxing a bit more, I did focus and said, well, I can move today. That's one of the things I can control. And with that, I hope that encourages you going into the last, week and a half of the year, and maybe thinking about and focusing so much on the things in your health journey, your weight loss journey, things that didn't go so well. Be easy going into the new year. Be like, dang, you know what? I'm exactly where I was last year at this time. I'm even worse. I have 20 more pounds than I did last year that I was trying to lose, and I want to just let you know that you're not alone, and it's okay. It's just not okay to stay there. It's not okay to continue to make the same mistakes, because what you'll do is continue to go around that merry-go-round where you're focusing on the things that didn't go well. And chances are, if you're doing and thinking about the things that didn't go well last time around, that's what's going to control you. So it's, again, you're able to focus on some of the things that can help you move you forward. And I want to encourage you, if you don't have coach, why I have coaching in my life and mentors in my life is because there's so much that I want to learn and I want to get better at and improve. And I know, and I've seen it, and a byproduct of it is I've been able to improve and get better at so many things. And I can say, thankfully, for people that have already gone through what I'm trying to achieve, just as my students come into my program and be around and coaching and other people who are already going through it, and they want to be around people that have already gone through challenges and struggles with weight loss and holidays and birthdays and New Year's resolutions and all those things, and dieting and emotional eating and how to exercise, how much exercise, all those types of things. And I would say it's way easier, way easier, is to get help for the things that maybe you can't control so much, to help you with those, to be able to focus on those better. Does that make sense? Hope it does. Anyway, I'm out of here. Enjoy. Look at the little Christmas tree in the front, a little bit of snow. We got a little snow on the car. Here it is, a little frosty snow. Talk to you soon. Look for me tomorrow morning for another one. Have a blessed day. We'll see you.